All right, people. Man, Mike here, man. Just want to make a quick update on all the Falcons happening. In training camp. Two things that I want to talk. I want to expand on. I know everybody probably tired of hearing about Julio Jones and Julio this, Julio that, but I have to say this, and I say this because there has been two major injuries in football now. There have been two major injuries on the first day of camp. Okay? Two major injuries with the Carolina Panthers, their right tackle, Darius Williams, went down with a knee injury. And you have Jason Verrett again going down for like the third time with this injuries. And this is what I said before. I said again, I said before. This is why I did not want Julio to play in training camp, because he's one of the best players in the league. All right, you don't want your best players getting injured in freaking training camp. I mean, I feel sorry as hell. I really feel I'm devastated for Williams, Darius, the right tackle for Carolina, and Verrett, Jason Verrett again for like the third time in a row that he's going down with the injury, torn Achilles. Didn't even get the chance to get paid. Didn't get the chance to show what he could do. He's already injured. And today we learned about Takk McKinley, Calvin Ridley. Those two guys went down with, well, they didn't really go down, but Takk McKinley kind of had Dan Quinn said, but he has a arm bruise. And you have Calvin Ridley, a guy that is supposed to contribute to this Falcon team. He went down with a hamstring leg issue. Both are minor, but this is what I say all the time, man. You got to continue to understand this: is players get hurt, and if you don't have a guy like Julio Jones, if guys like Julio Jones, let's throw Julio Jones out of the picture. Let's just say if it's anybody from any team at any given time. For me, I don't want these guys going full speed in training camp. I want these guys to make it through training camp, play as much as possible during the preseason, and let that be it. Kind of get your cardio and get caught up to game speed and whatnot in training camp. But for the most part, my star players doing too much in training camp. I know training camp is very important, but at the same time, like I said before, man, I don't want my big time players, getting injured in training camp. And like I said, we've already seen two major injuries in the NFL already, and this is the first day of camp. I don't want Julio getting hurt. What's going on, Falcons Fury? I don't want my players. I do not want my players getting injured, especially two of the most important players on this Falcons team right now that are already suffering with some type of injury, and that's Calvin Ridley and Takk McKinley. Both are minor, but this is what I'm saying over and over again. We cannot really, seriously, just think about this. I had no issue with Julio sitting out. If you wanted to sit out all the training camp, I was totally fine with that, because I do not want my players getting injured. Now, had this been, something serious, now we're looking at Falcons fans that are, what is it, a lot of freaking egg on their face. This is the reason why I say, man, just try to get through training camp without injuries. That's everyone's best hope. Just try not to get none of your major key players injured. And on the first day of training camp, Takk McKinley and Calvin Ridley go down with minor injuries, but that's the point. You do not have to get injured, man. And Takk McKinley is a vital part of this defense. We no longer have We no longer have Adrian Claiborne, veteran. I mean, even though he was kind of injury prone himself, it's just something he's always missing games over something. Knee injury, shoulder injury. It was just something always wrong with Adrian Claiborne. And I like Adrian Claiborne. And I hope he does well. No, hell I don't. I really don't like the Patriots or anything. I don't wish him. I wish him well, but I hope they damn lose. Okay. I hope they lose. I hope the Patriots lose. But Tack McKinley with a bruise. Dan Quinn said it was not serious, and Calvin Ridley went down with I believe he said it was a hamstring, a leg injury, hamstrings. So it's not major, but they don't want these guys. They'll probably sit out the next couple of days. But especially Calvin Ridley, because he's a key point to this Falcons attack, because they're trying to get more big plays out of the players this year. And without a doubt, Calvin Ridley is key to making that happen. But like I said before, man, this is why I did not want Julio Jones at training camp. Crazy stuff happens. I mean, you look back at Minnesota with the quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater, went down at practice and pretty much destroyed his knee. He pretty much destroyed his damn knee. And we have no idea if he's going to be able to even play back at that level again, showing some type of potential. We have no idea what he's going to be able to do. So this is why I say all the time, we just have to relax, man. Let these guys protect themselves in each possible way they can. Tack McKinley, like I said before, I like Vic Beasley, but Tack McKinley is the most complete defensive lineman that we have. Vic Beasley is without a doubt the best pass rusher. There's no doubt about that at all. But Tack McKinley, he plays the run well. He hustles. He has a tremendous first step. Can rush the passer himself. But when all said and done, with Tack size, his speed, his relentless, he could possibly be the best Falcons defensive end. And like I said before, Vic Beasley is the best pass rusher, but Tack has the potential to be the best defensive lineman. He has the potential to be the best defensive lineman on the Falcons, on the Falcons squad. So you cannot have Grady Jarrett. I wouldn't say he's the most complete. I say he plays at a position where it's definitely more difficult for slower, bigger guys, offensive linemen, centers, to keep up with him, because he's hella quick. He's big, he's strong as hell, and he's super quick. And slower guys in the middle can't keep up with him. So I wouldn't say that Grady is the more complete. He has more complete game. But when you look at Tack McKinley is more complete. He has the most potential. But right now, Grady Jarrett, as far as complete, right now, it probably is Grady Jarrett. But Tack has the potential to be the best defensive lineman the Falcons have. But like I said before, man, yeah, Grady Jarrett is definitely, I think he can be on the lines of Aaron Donald. He has that much potential. And I want to see his sack numbers go up. We already know he pretty much dominated last year, getting in the backfield, penetrating, getting toward the quarterback, causing, wreaking havoc on the running backs and whatnot. Grady Jarrett. But let me reiterate what happened today. Tack McKinley with an arm bruise. and Calvin Ridley went. They say it's not bad, but he had a hamstring, so I'm thinking it was probably a slight. He felt something, and it shouldn't be a problem. But I expect those guys. I expect Tack to come out, but I do not expect Calvin Ridley to play to be in training camp. But if he be in training camp tomorrow, I think it'll be he'll be doing light drills or whatnot, so he won't be running or whatnot. I expect him not. I expect Calvin Ridley to sit out. And I totally agree, man. Like I said, I agree. I agree with I agree with that's my little buddy, man. Yeah, but I agree with Tack McKinley being Grady Jarrett, excuse me, but Grady Jarrett being the most complete defensive lineman that we have right. But I think if Tack put everything together, I think he has the two to be the best defensive lineman. Because like I said, that's one thing that Falcons defensive linemen have that a lot of teams don't have. They have athletes. These guys are athletes. The Falcons have a lot of athletes, but these athletes don't give up. That's the difference between the a lot of defensive linemen today. These guys can do one thing right. They can get out money, and this is the reason why Dan Quinn has to have these 8-man rotations, 8 to 6, 6 to 8 pass and defensive line rotations. It's because he wants these guys to go all out at all time. And a lot of times these guys get tired, and this was one of the reasons why we lost in the Super Bowl, because these guys go all out, and you need the offense to run the ball to try to keep these guys off the field as much as possible. But like I said before, you do not want your guys getting your guys getting injured in training camp. But Calvin Ridley was returning punts. Justin Hardy, Hall, those guys were returning punts today. So I think that was about it, though. I think that was about it as far as these guys. Nasty face, Campbell being in a defensive rotation. He was in there last year. I mean, he was rushing the passer last year. This isn't anything new. He had a couple of sacks last year, but I think the Falcons want to use him more because of the base. The base 4-3 base is something that you don't stay in a lot. I think a lot of teams, you'll see a lot of football teams, a lot of the defenses, they're playing the nickel more often. So I think he wants to utilize Devondre Campbell as a pass rusher because he can do so many things, and I expect him to actually use the 3-4 more this year. I think you'll see formations where the 3-4, when you have Grady Jarrett as the nose tackle, you have Terrell McLean, and you have Jack Crawford as the 3 defensive linemen, and you have Vic Beasley and Tack McKinley, and you can possibly throw in Devondre Campbell as a middle linebacker, who can possibly, blitz from the 3-4 formation. So, like I said, the Falcons have a lot of playmakers on defense. They can do a multitude of things. My homeboy on my on my podcast, Red Cup Rants, he always say that you need players that are pretty much baking soda, who can do a multitude of things, man. And like I said before, man, Falcons have a lot of defensive players who can do a lot of things. You look at DeMonte Casey, he is trying out as the nickel corner. Brian Poole. You have Ron Harper. Ron Harper. I don't know why I said Ron Harper, but we just signed him. He's this free safety. He's the backup free safety from Ricardo Allen. So, man, like I said, man, the Falcons have so many players on defense. Dan Quinn, when he put this team together, man, he did not have just 4-3 in mind. He had every possible formation you can possibly throw out and put together. And like I said before, the Falcons have so many formations. They have so many guys that they can throw and at you at any given point. Like I said, Devondre Campbell is one of the most underrated Falcons defenders there is. This guy can do anything and do everything. He had 2 sacks last year, and he was primarily the strong side linebacker. So he can play in the nickel, where he can be the middle linebacker, the weak linebacker. He can play every position. This guy is that damn talented, and I would love to see if the Falcons could, come up. Ron Parker, that's it. Thank you, Ron Parker. But I'd love to see if we can possibly keep him. But right now, the way the salary cap is, man, I really don't know if we can keep a lot of players, even on offense and defense. We're gonna lose at least 2 players that we need on defense. And I'm thinking, I don't think Rico Allen would see anything past 3 years. I just don't think you can allocate that much money to him. He has to ball out this year. Like I said, Rico, he has to ball out this year. Rico has to ball out. I think Devondre Campbell is one of the most important defensive players on the Falcons team, because he can do anything and everything that you ask him to do. Literally, this guy can do anything and everything. He sets the edge well. He rushes the passer. He's good in open space. He can make the tackle. He can run downfield. I saw a clip where he was running downfield with when he was playing against the Chicago Bears. He was running down the field with Cohen, and he made a play he made an excellent play in coverage, running with a guy like Cohen, who is like a Alvin Kamara, what's the other running back? Darren Sproles. He's like that, and Devondre Campbell is running. He's running foot for foot with this guy, one-on-one with this guy. So Devondre Campbell, like I said, I don't think the Falcons, they know what they got in him. He's huge, okay? He's huge, and he has crazy athleticism. So, like I said, I do expect the Falcons to use a lot of 3-4. My thing is I don't know at this point who would be the punt and kick return. I think when you have a weapon like Calvin Ridley, you have to try to get big plays out of him, no matter what. I think they're looking at him like a guy, that could possibly be like Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown, when you need a big play, the Steelers put him at returner, punt returner, kick returner. Whenever they need a big play, they need a spark, they'll throw him in there. So I think that's something you can do with Calvin Ridley. Olakun is a guy that is a damn sleeper. And I think Olakun for Saudi, Olakun. It took me a long time to learn how to say that damn name. But Olakun, I think he's a guy that Duke Riley better watch his back, because I've seen in many camps where this guy was picking off plays. He was running he was all over the damn field. So that's another linebacker that Dan Quinn, another player that Dan Quinn has possibly found. And like I said before, he found Grady Jarrett. I think it was the 5th round he found Grady Jarrett. And Grady Jarrett is one of the best defensive tackles in the league. So as far as, Dan Quinn, he lays out a blueprint of the player that he likes and he wants. And Olakun is definitely one of those linebackers. He's built a lot like, I want to say Duke Riley, but I think he's a mixture of Duke Riley and Devondre Campbell. He's a lot bigger than I expected. He's a lot faster than I expected. But when it all comes down to it, I think Olakun he'll most likely contribute to the special teams this year. He will have every opportunity in preseason to make plays because he wants depth. Dan Quinn, he preaches depth. And after last year, with our special teams, we were absolutely horrible. There was another reason why the Falcons lost to Philadelphia, because they had a couple of special team plays where they gave up big yards. They gave up big yards in special team. Big plays that put Philadelphia in scoring position. And they could just, run the ball and do that little run pass option that they did in the playoffs. But they don't have to take a lot of chances. But this is the reason why, I say over and over again, special teams is one of the most underrated positions. If you don't have a good special team, you will be exposed, and we were exposed last year, especially with Andre Roberts, and I thought he was a pretty damn decent. I thought he was a pretty decent acquisition at the time, but after last year, I was praying to God that we would sign Eric Weems. That's how damn terrible we were last year as on special teams. But really, I think Ridley would be awesome for returns, particularly. He did everything at Alabama. This is something that if you go back and look at a lot of his highlights, Ridley, he was a kick return, he was a punt return, he was running end arounds, screens. They were doing all types of stuff. So Ridley is an athlete, and we're going to utilize every bit of him. He's a much bigger, more physical Taylor Gabriel. That's what he is. He's hella fast. Ridley has a, I want to say pulled hamstring, but he definitely has a sore hamstring. Dan Quinn said it's not serious, but it's not. It's not serious, but it's nothing to worry about. I don't think he'll play, especially with a hamstring. I don't think he'll participate in the next couple of days until that hamstring is well. But Ito Smith, he sat out the first day of training camp. I'm assuming anytime you have a rookie, he's probably injured or dealing with an injury or soreness or whatever. So Ito Smith, he did not practice. Dejan Sonata is another guy that, this is crazy. The Falcons defense is this Falcons team is absolutely loaded. And what Matt Ryan said in the interview earlier today, he said this is the most talented team that he's ever had in the Falcons. I have to agree. I've seen a lot of Falcons team. This team is deeper than it has ever been on both sides of the ball. All three phases of the ball. This team is that damn deep. You have at least 3 returners who are capable. Russell Gage, Calvin Ridley, Marvin Hall. Ito Smith, that's another guy that you can throw in the mix. So like I said, man, this Falcons team, and I see why a lot of teams, why they were voted as the favorite to get to the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl, is because of the team depth. And if these guys if Steve Sarkisian improves as an offensive coordinator, this team is going to be absolutely insane to deal with. Anybody and everyone is afraid of the Atlanta Falcons right now. Their potential, if they put everything together, I guarantee they will run through the NFL. There's no doubt in my mind. Because like I said, this defense, these guys stay healthy on defense. This defense will be a top 10, top 5. There's no doubt about it in my mind. They are that scary. You get Vic Beasley back at defensive end doing what he does best, and that's rushing the passer. No more will we see Vic Beasley, in coverage. I'm tired of that crap. Don't need to see that anymore. Yeah, that's another guy. That's another guy that I like. Jarvis. I mean, the Falcons are so loaded on defense. They have a lot of linebackers. A lot of linebackers that are really, really under the radar. And like I said, if Duke Riley wants to start, he needs to start playing well in camp like right now. It starts in camp for Duke Riley. He has to play well in training camp because there's no guarantee that he's going to have that starting position, especially with the guys that they have on this roster. Let me say something about the Eagles, because we had an Eagles fan here, and I'm all about the truth. And I'll give you guys this. I don't think you are as good as you think you are. And like I said before, I'm just being real. I don't think you guys are good as you think you are. I think you got hot at the right moment, and every team needs a little bit of luck. I mean, you look at us in the Super Bowl, we were just unlucky. We had a couple of bad breaks here and there. Fumble by Matt Ryan and Devontae Freeman whiff on the block, and just stupid play calling. And this is what one of the most underrated, undernoticed events that happened during the game is when I believe it was Edelman. I'm not sure if it was Edelman or Amendola. When those guys, when that ball was like a half an inch away from the that was the turning point in the entire game. It wasn't the sack. It wasn't the fumble. That play right there pretty much sealed the fact that they were going to win that Super Bowl. Had he dropped that ball, we're looking at a completely different game. We're looking at a completely different game if he blocked that, had he dropped that pass. But like I said before, man, the Eagles fans, I think you guys are talented. I think you have a good front five. Offensive line is pretty good. Ajayi is a guy that, he's a tough runner. I just don't like your wide receivers. I don't like your quarterback position. Let's be honest. I mean, he's trash. He's got lucky. That run pass option shit is not going to work this year. You still have to worry about the Dallas Cowboys offense. They have their offensive line. They have Zeke back. I think even though Dak, I'm not even going to call him Dak. I'm calling him Dakota DeCoon. All right, that's his fucking name from now on, Dakota DeCoon. I think that he will probably be much better this year with Zeke Elliott, their offensive line, their rushing. So then you have a Washington Redskins team that you have to watch out for. The Washington Redskins are not a screw-up team. So you guys can say, think you're going 16-0, you're going to go back to the Super Bowl? Yeah, you're not going back to the Super Bowl, Eagles, okay? I really like your defensive line. I don't like your secondary. Your linebacker, pretty good. Safeties, I don't think you're safe. Like I said, your safety is tremendously garbage. They're okay. They can make plays at certain times. Jenkins is trash to me. Like I said, you have an excellent front four. Those guys are absolute Fletcher Cox, Brennan, Those guys can definitely rush the passer. So as long as your front four stay healthy, you can get to the Super Bowl. But the Eagles, like I said, you guys got lucky as fuck. All right, you was just a possession away. Keanu Neal, just all you had to do is just catch the damn ball, and you're looking at a completely different game. Completely different game. You guys got lucky, and then you played a overrated Minnesota Vikings team. Like I said, just completely overrated. But like I said, I will give y'all credit what credit due. Y'all finish the game, and that's what it's all about. You don't have to be the best team. It's all about finishing the game, and y'all finished this game, and y'all won the Super Bowl. Congratulations! But 16-0 and all this bullshit, y'all getting way too cocky for some lucky ass break. I mean, you lost your starting quarter. You hear me? You're that good? No, y'all motherfuckers were lucky. Okay. Eagles, Eagles fan, I think you're smoking crack. All right, stay off the crack. Like seriously, you need to stay off the crack. Like I said, I'm all game for complimenting other Eagles fans, man. Y'all fucking, y'all crazy. Y'all are absolutely crazy. Like I said, that secondary is trash. I think you have a good, a good linebacker, a tremendous front. But that secondary is trash. Your receivers are trash. Your running back is okay. It's average at best. Your quarterback is injured. Your starting quarterback is injured. You don't know if he's going to come back to play at that MVP type of level. And you don't even know if he's going to play the first couple of games. So 16-0, that bullshit. I mean, don't be delusional, bro. Like for real, y'all absolutely crazy. I mean, that's one thing that I try to do as Atlanta Falcons. I try to be real about things. I know our teams have holes, and I'm not going to sit up here and say the Falcons are going to be 13-3. You know, the only way the Falcons are going to be 13-3, that defense continues to improve, and they be a top 10 defense, and they improve their turnover margin. That's how the Atlanta Falcons are going to get back to the Super Bowl. I'm not delusional at all. This Falcons defense, if they come together and they're in top 5, the Falcons will be in the Super Bowl, and there's no doubt about that. I ain't delusional. I ain't gonna say we're gonna be 16-0 and all that crap. I know you probably joking and whatnot, but come on, man. Y'all Eagles have a lot of question marks this year. A lot. And there's no guarantee that you're gonna beat the Dallas Cowboys this year. And I know a lot of people are sleeping on the Cowboys because of that bullshit piece of shit owner that they have in Jerry Jones. Fuck him, by the way, and Dakota. But this team, you look at the Cowboys. They got rid of Dez Bryant. I like their offensive line. Tyron Smith, he's back. Got Fredericks. The offensive line is legit. So y'all can sit up here and pretend all you want to that you're just gonna run through the division. I mean, you even look at the Philadelphia Eagles, not the Philadelphia Eagles, but if you look at the New York Giants. New York Giants is another team that could possibly. The New York Giants is a team that you can. Ain't no guarantee you're gonna get past those guys. So I mean, stop being delusional. You worried about us the first game. Y'all need to be worried about y'all division. I know we can get through our division. I know we can beat Pamela Newton, Mr. We Wear Short Shorts. We can get past him. We can get past Mr. Crab Legs. Mr. I want to, grab women by the pussy. We can get past them. Tampa Bay. We can get past Mr. Winston. We can get past, Drew Brees. I ain't worried about that. So y'all need to worry about y'all own division before y'all start worrying about the Falcons. Y'all delusional like a motherfucker. No, that's not true. You win in the trenches, but if you, like I said, if your secondary is trash, which your secondary is trash, all right, the Eagles' secondary is trash. Michael Jenkins, Mark, whatever the fuck his name is, Marcus, Malcolm Jenkins, overrated, trash. You shouldn't have gave him any money. He's trash. All right, y'all benefit for that front four. That secondary is garbage. No, you're not serious. I think you're just stupid and delusional. Ain't nobody in this. There's not a team. There's way too much parity in the NFC for anyone to go 19 and 0. Anyone. I think another team that could possibly emerge out of the shadows if they get anything, and that's the San Francisco 49ers. They could be a much improved team. They have a solid defense, and you know Kyle Shanahan with his punk bitch ass, he's gonna always have a pretty good offense. That's everywhere he went. He's always had a pretty good offense. So there's no guarantee in the NFC from any damn body that we're gonna go 19 and 0, 16 and 0. You losing your damn mind. You lost your goddamn mind. Seriously. Like I said, I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan. I'm real about mine. No, I don't proclaim to know everything. All right, that's one thing I don't do. I give my thoughts. I look at the roster. I look at each team's roster. All right, I look at each team's roster, and I give a honest opinion on what I see. And like I said before, you still have to worry about Minnesota. They've improved. You still have to worry about Dallas Cowboys, Green Bay possibly coming back with a healthy Aaron Rodgers. I mean, who the fuck? Seriously, are you losing your damn mind? And you know, and one thing about these Eagles fans too, a lot of these people come on the channel, and they troll. And when they ass is lose, you never see them again. So you bring your ass back. If the when the Falcons whoop that ass in Philadelphia, we put that ass, we embarrass your ass. You bring your ass back. All right. I want to hear all that 16 and 0, 19 and 0, all that bullshit talk then. So don't come on and try to troll because you won the Super Bowl. You know everything is all good right now. You know one thing about our Falcons. And when we were going through that 28-3 shit, and we hear it all the damn time, and by the way, that shit is lame and it's played out like fucking kid and play. That shit lame and played out. All right, we get it. 28-3. Ha 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 ha. We get it. But I think no, you clearly trolling. Well, if you're not trolling, you just dumb. All right, I'm sorry, that, but you're dumb. You don't do any research. You don't know what you're talking about. And I'm giving too much time and energy to an Eagles fan that probably don't even know his entire damn roster. He probably can't even quote the starting lineup. And I'm giving this much time to you. But like I said, when we whoop that ass week 1, I want you to bring your ass right back on the channel. I will be doing a live. When we whip that ass, I will be doing a live anyway. I'll try to do a live each week to get their thoughts on the game. That's something that I want to employ this year. And just get everybody's thoughts on the games week to week. But like I said before, man, a lot of people come on this channel and a lot of Falcon channel, a lot of Falcon pages, whatnot, just to troll, and you never see their ass again. And he probably just became a damn Eagles fan. That's how they do. Like a guy that I know, This guy he was a Michael Vick fan. He was an Atlanta Falcons fan for years. Michael Vick left. He went and became a Philadelphia Eagles fan. That's how you. A lot of them do. A lot of them do. It's cool nowadays to jump on a bandwagon and say, oh, I've been following this player. I've been a Michael Vick fan all this year. I just stayed with the Eagles. That's how that shit works. You see it with LeBron. You see it with guys like the Golden State Warriors, all these bandwagon ass fans. They like one player and they stay with a team. And they like one player and they just hop from team to team. This is how it's easy to be. It's cool to be a bandwagon fan these days. Say, I've been an Eagles fan, but when you start pulling their credentials, they don't know a damn thing about it. They couldn't tell you who what Reggie White did when he was an Eagle. You couldn't tell me that Chris Carter was an Eagle. You can't tell me any of that. Wimbush is a guy. That I like. Yeah, that nasty ass. That Philly cheesesteak good as hell. I just can't eat it. I miss me a damn Philly cheesesteak. Just thinking about it getting me hungry as hell. Damn you. But if you coach football, it makes it even dumber. All right. You can sit here and say you coach football all you want to, but I guarantee you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You can't tell your players how to run a go route. Nah, bro, that's what I don't do. I don't put up money because I learned a long time ago, motherfuckers love to bet, but when it comes down to paying their shit off, you'll never hear their ass, and they don't want to give up the money. Then they want to fight when you want your money. So I don't do that. I don't play them games, bro. And like I said before, you need to be worried about the Cowboys and the Giants. The hell with us. You need to get through their division first. That's no guarantee that you'll beat the Washington Redskins. Are you so worried about us? You need to be going to your YouTube channel. You need to be going to those pages and trolling those guys. Go troll the Giants. Go troll the Redskins, and that's what you need to be worried about. You don't need to be worried about us. You need to be worried about if you're going to get past Aaron Rodgers. You need to be worried about if you're going to get past Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers. That's what you need to be worried about. I'm worried about them. This guy's he's on the Falcons Live. He's on a Falcons Live talking about we worried about him. And like I said, we just was so unlucky last year, David. We were really so unlucky last year. The Falcons had some terrible mishaps on the play. Last year, even with Ricardo Allen hitting players out of bounds and all types of crap. Just so many damn penalties. The refs. And you look at Keanu Neal dropping the pass and that bum ass call at the end with Steve Sarkisian. Just so many damn unlucky breaks. So many unlucky breaks. And I guarantee you if Julio had caught that touchdown, we're probably looking at a Super Bowl win. A Super Bowl win and a Super Bowl rematch. Cause we would have put that damn thing on. We would have put that thing on definitely on the Patriots. They were not the best team. They were not as good as they were the previous year. Realistically, I think the Falcons will end up between 10-6 and 13-3. Realistically, we're probably looking at 10-6, win a division with 10-6. But if everything works out well, as far as the defense is concerned, and having a high turnover margin, which Dan Quinn really wants this year, because we didn't have a lot of interceptions that day. We didn't have a lot of turnovers last year. We was a +2, but that's not good enough. That's not good enough. We need a higher. Anytime you got Desmond Trufant with 2 interceptions, Robert Alford 1, Rico Allen 1, Keanu O'Neal 1, that's just not good enough. Even though you had Deion Jones, I think he had 3 or 4. I believe it was 4 interceptions. 4 interceptions is not correct. But Deion Jones led the team in interception. That's not a good sign. We need our corners and our safety to make plays. So we start getting these turnovers. This Falcon will be a top defense. Ain't no doubt about that. Like I ain't got no doubts about that. I ain't got no doubts about them winning the Super Bowl, being 13-3, 14-2. This guy, we got this troll on here. He don't even know if his starting quarterback, gonna be back, and he talking about going to a Super Bowl. Well, you gonna lost your damn mind. This guy still barely walking, and he talking about getting to a Super Bowl. Or some damn Nick Foles, okay? Nick freaking Foles. My thoughts on Ron Parker is that Rico Allen, if he doesn't get turnovers and Ron Parker comes in and he plays well, he gets turnovers, he can read the defense as well and put everybody in the right position as Rico Allen can do and what he does for the Atlanta Falcons. And if Keanu learns to see certain things and he is the signal caller that Rico Allen is, I think the Falcons are letting it known that they do not want Rico Allen long term. They want someone to come and step up and take his spot because they don't want to play him. They can't play him. I think they want to play Rico Allen, but they can't play him. Ron Parker. You have Kamal Ishmael. You have Devontae Casey. They are trying to replace Rico Allen. So Ron Parker is a guy who has Pro Bowl ability, has potential. He is experienced. And like I said, Rico Allen, he better step up because this is the last time to step up, make plays, and play big time. He needs to play big time this year for him to get a long-term deal. He's not getting a deal anytime this season. I think Grady Jerry is the one that's up next because, like I said, all the signs are being shown that they don't want to pay Rico long-term. They want him to show something, and if he doesn't show anything by mid-season, if he's not having a Pro Bowl season by mid-season, we're looking at the Falcons possibly, letting him walk. But Parker is a guy that has definitely had potential to take Rico's spot. He is that talented. You're wanting us not to get hype about our team when your starting quarterback has a torn ACL. Yeah, you're a really smart coach. All right, you're a really smart motherfucking coach. You're a real smart coach. At some point in time this year, I definitely will be. I definitely will be. But I have a couple of shows that I do on Sundays and Tuesday, and I'm definitely going to be calling games for the network that I work for, Three and Out Radio. We're going to do some. We're working on a deal where we're going to be sideline reporting and what things like that. On calling the Falcons game and calling high school games like that. So I'm working on that. So I'm definitely trying to be at a game this year. I'm definitely trying to get on the game this year. But I have a lot of things that I'm working on right now. I got a couple of right now I got two shows that I'm doing, and I fill in for a couple of other shows. This guy said if worried about the Atlanta Falcons when his damn coach, when his quarterback is still not able to run, he's not able. We don't even know if he can plant his damn knee to even throw the ball. And you sit up here worried talking about you going to Super Bowl. Man, sit your dumb ass down somewhere. Sit your dumb ass down somewhere. You know how Mark used to say it? Man, sit your dumb ass down somewhere. Talking about some damn Super Bowl. Damn quarterback can't even damn walk right now. You talking about a damn Super Bowl. Ain't nothing like delusional ass. Earl Thomas is not going to be Atlanta Falcons. We're not going to get any big signings anytime soon. We don't have enough. You got to have a couple of guys, a couple of things fall in place for us to even have the ability to even sign a big free agent, a marquee free agent. One, I don't think Rico Allen would be here long term. I could possibly see him signing a 3-year deal with two guaranteed, the first two guaranteed, and after the second year, he'll be it'll be one of those positions if Rico Allen signs a deal. I think the first year will be if he signs with the Falcons. I think that first year he'll receive 10 to 14, 10 to 15 million dollar guaranteed. Thank him for that, but I don't think he'll be here long term. I just don't see Rico Allen being a long term answer at free safety for Dan Quinn, because Dan Quinn wants playmakers. He wants guys who can go after the ball, and he's definitely not that guy. Rico Allen, he's just not that guy. If you got Rico Allen, DeMonte Casey, Ron Parker, those guys are hungry, and you can't ignore that Brian Poole can play some free safety. Brian Poole was into the league. He was a safety at Florida with Keanu Neal, so he can play safety also. So, like I said, man, they is showing all the signs of they don't want Rico Allen long term. They don't want Rico Allen long term, bro. So he definitely ain't gonna be here long. Y'all can think that if you want to, but he not gonna be here long. Like I said, he probably signed a deal where it's like 10 to 15 million, 15 million the first year, but that's about it. Rico Allen not staying here long.
Hey, how you doing? Hello, friend. How you doing?
Whew. Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas. Now, he's not the Earl Thomas of old anyway, so I wouldn't want him on his team. You just be spending money on an old guy that could retire next year. So what's the point of even going after Earl Thomas? There's absolutely no need for that at all. It's nice to have these delusional trolls on here, though. They keep saying the same stuff over and over again, and they can't give you any facts behind what they're saying. They just saying, "Oh, we're gonna go 19-0." How you gonna do it? "Oh, we're gonna go 19-0." How you gonna do it? How we gonna go 19-0? Oh, we got Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is still walking around with a damn brace on his knee. You talking about going 19-0? Can't tell you why and how you gonna do it, but all you know is you're gonna go 19-0. That's just crazy. Just crazy. Call your phone. I don't want to speak no dumbass Eagles fan. The fuck I look like calling a Eagles fan. Call my phone. I don't want to hear that dumbass shit you talking. Who wants to hear this dumb shit? 19-0. He hasn't stated one fact. Not one damn fact. And he's talking about 19-0. That right there tells you that this little Eagles fan don't know what the hell he's talking about. How you gonna beat them? Like 2-year-olds when they finally learn how to talk. Well, the squad, I've seen only a lot of footage. A LA Eagles fan. What the hell? Seriously. That right there tells you that he's a bandwagon. Don't know what the fuck he talking about. You in LA talking about you an Eagles fan. Man, sit your dumb ass down. I'm sorry, but that's Eagles fan. This man on a whole side of another side of the country. Other side of the country, Eagles fan. Man, you gonna sit your $5 ass down somewhere. But David, I mean, of course we like Julio. But what stood out to me in training camp is probably, and it's too early. It really is too early, but I think the athleticism from pretty much the entire team. The entire team is something that stood out for me, especially on the defensive side. I love the athleticism. I think that's probably the thing that stood off most for me. That's the athleticism. A lot of freakish athletes. I mean, it is scary to see how big and fast these guys are. That is something that stood out to me. So what are y'all thinking? What are y'all thinking about this? Raiders. Yeah, he probably ran. Yeah. Yeah, he ran away. That's what Eagles fans do when they don't know what the hell they talking about. They keep repeating the same stuff over and over again. 19 and 0, 19 and 0. We won the Super Bowl. We won the Super Bowl. We got Carson Wentz. That's the only three things they can keep saying over and over again. Can't state any facts. Can't state anything about football itself. Just saying the same dumb shit over and over again. That's how you can tell when no one knows football. They don't know what the hell they talking about. They keep repeating the same stuff over and over again. I seems like everybody going in on them now. Oh man, like I said, I'm not the biggest Giants Cowboy fan, but the Eagles got to get past them first. You so worried about us, you need to worry about them. You got to play us once. You got to play them 6 times. That's what you need to be worried about. So even if you do beat us, we can beat our division. We can sweep our division easy. We can easily sweep our division. You worried about us? Don't worry about us. You need to be worried about the Cowboys. You need to be worried about the Skins. You need to be worried about the Giants. That's what they need to be worried about. Don't worry about the Falcons. Because if the Falcons win, if we go 5-1 or 6-0 in the division, we're good. We can win 4 games on the road or 4 games outside of the division. That's 10 wins right there. So we are good. That's 9-10 wins right there for us, for the Falcons. So the Eagles fans, they so worried about us, they need to be worried about their own division. Who cares if they beat us? Leroy is a solid player. Leroy is a solid player. Just always, I think that's his biggest problem. He's just too freaking injury prone. He didn't play much at all last couple of years because he was injured. So I like Leroy, but he's injury prone. And that was another thing that I couldn't stand about Falcons fans. They were saying Julio Jones injury prone and all this type of stuff. There's a difference between injury prone and always have something, a nagging injury. Julio Jones is not injury prone. Injury prone is when you cannot play the game. Injuries keep you from playing the game. Julio Jones always plays, and when he plays, he puts up numbers. So you can lose me with all that, he's injury prone crap. Because it's not true. He still plays, no matter what. No matter what, Julio Jones, that damn leg could be falling the fuck off. Julio Jones still gonna be playing. He's still gonna suit up and play. He's still gonna beat double and triple teams. So you can tell me all about this. He has an ankle injury, he has a hamstring, he has a groin injury. But guess what? Julio still suits up and he still puts up 100 yards. So lose me and miss me with that bull. Miss me with the bull crap. All right, for real. Julio is that damn dude. Julio Jones has the most receiving yards out of any receiver in the history of the game. 9,000. He was the first receiver to ever get the 9,000. He's the fastest one. Even over the great Jerry Rice. Okay? Over the great Jerry Rice. So, if Julio Jones is going to put up 1,400 yards and he's going to be limping, I don't give a damn. Let him limp. Long as he putting up 1,400 yards, I don't give a damn if his leg falling the fuck off. If he can still put up 1,400 yards and his leg falling off, shit, give me Julio. Give me Julio. Simple. Give me Julio. Kamal Ishmael role would most likely be special teams and a guy that is security if he gets injured. If someone gets injured, because he can play linebacker and he can play safety, both safety positions. And that's crazy, David. This guy's injured and he's still putting up those numbers. Julio is injured and he's still putting up those numbers. So just imagine if this guy is just imagine if he's completely healthy. There's nothing you can do with him when he's injured. Just imagine that. That's the only knock that you have on Julio. Two things when you look at Julio. What do you dislike about Julio? Not a whole lot that I dislike about Julio. That goes for any player to be honest. All players are going to have some type of injury. That's just a given. This is a physical sport. You're always going to be playing with some type of injury. But you look at Julio's, the only thing people can say about Julio is he's quote unquote always injured and he only has 3 touchdowns. I mean, just look at, that's it. That's the only thing you can say about Julio. That tells you how great he is. Exactly, David. Injured and hurt are 2 different things. And being injured, you can play, and being hurt, there's no play. I mean, if you saw that man's toe, whew, I don't see how. I've hurt my toe before. I broke my pinky toe. I could not walk. I could not walk for nearly a month and a half off a broken pinky toe. I don't know how the hell Julio did with that screwed up toe that he had. I have no damn clue how he did it. But no, man. Shit. Lord. That's why they go. That's a lot of bandwagoners. Bandwagon people. They can't give you facts. Can't give you facts. They keep repeating the same stuff over and over again. Super Bowl champs. We're gonna win again. Nothing, no facts whatsoever. And see, David, you have to, give him either, running out of the backfield, reversing and stuff like that. And I don't want to play around with Julio like that. I would much rather see him with 3 touchdowns than try to, improve his touchdown to please fans and doing crazy stuff like that. Cause he always has a safety over the top, and he has a lot of times he has a linebacker in every move. Then you have his corner that's on the outside. So they always have at least 3 people around him at all times. Can't leave Julio one-on-one. And he wasn't, like I said, was not healthy last year. He still put up 1,400 yards, and he wasn't healthy. That's crazy. So just imagine what this guy can do when he is healthy. And that's what I love. That's why I love when he was working out with Terrell Owens and despite what Terrell Owens, what he was like in his career, this guy was one of the most hardworking, complete wide receivers the game has ever seen. Terrell Owens was an absolute beast. Like I said, I think Julio Jones is a much faster Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens was a damn monster. There wasn't much you can do with him. And Julio Jones is much faster than this guy. I believe so too, David. I believe so too. Because that's one thing that Dan Quinn stated in his press conference is that Calvin really has the unique ability to run full speed and cut his route off. Meaning that if he's running a fly route, he can break that thing off. He can break it off at top speed. Not a lot of receivers, not a lot of guys can break a speed route, a go route off at full speed. That is tremendously, that right there, you have to have good legs, you have to have good feet to be able to break a route out at full speed and come back to it. That's going to cause problems for a lot of DBs. You can't do that. And if I could find a video with him doing that, let me see if I can find a video of Calvin really breaking off so I can kind of give you an idea of what I mean by this. Like I said, this guy, he has the ability to break routes off. He has crazy. This is something too that I've said over and over again. I was really excited and shocked when the Falcons when they picked up Calvin Ridley. But this guy can, like I said, his route running is something that stood out to me, and this is one. That route, look at this. Wide open. Bam, just like that. See that? Look at that route running. That is crazy. And you get that with Mohamed Sanu. Mohamed Sanu. Bam. You're looking at this Falcons team that can be absolutely dangerous, man. That could be a damn problem. Just look at this. Look at this route running back. This is what he's bringing to the Falcons. One-on-one. Bam. You leave this monster one-on-one with Julio Jones. It's going to be a problem. All right, people. This Falcons offense is going to be a problem. And this is something that screen, that right there is going to be a key part of this Falcons offense. Especially when you have Calvin Ridley, a guy who can work on the outside. Bam. You have to double Julio, and you're going to leave Calvin Ridley wide open, and Mohamed Sanu is going to play in the slot They want Muhammad Sanu to play in the slot. So this guy, Calvin Ridley, his route running is unfreaking believable. You have a guy who can run a 4-4 one-on-one with a damn safety on a linebacker. Yeah, you're gonna have some problems. Bam, you're not catching him. You're not catching this guy. One-on-one, Calvin Ridley one-on-one with anybody. That is not a nightmare. Look at this route. This is the route that I'm talking about. You can't teach this. Bam. That you can't teach that. That move right there, you cannot teach that. That right there is God-given ability right there. And you got this guy along with Julio Jones. Gonna be a damn problem. This Falcons offense is gonna be a damn problem. That right there, that route is going to be a very key part of the Falcons defense. Matt Ryan loves to offense. Matt Ryan loves to throw those comeback routes on the outside. So, and we all know Calvin really has the feet. But when you got a guy that's going, straight up the field, he's already backing off, and bam, that right there, that move right there is what I'm talking about. You cannot whatsoever underestimate. So when I tell you guys, I tell you guys all the time, yeah. You have the Atlanta Falcons and this offense. You have Atlanta Falcons in this offense, man. The sky's the limit for this team. These guys are damn talented. It is a freaking nightmare ready. It's scary. And when we had, when it was Julio Jones and Roddy White was on the downside of his career. He still had a couple of years where he was still good, but now you have Calvin Ridley who's coming in. Julio Jones is still at the top of his, pretty much in his prime. This Falcons offense could be a freaking nightmare. Devontae Freeman, Tevin Coleman, those guys can run off a 50, 40 yard at any time. You got Julio Jones, who can't be single covered by anybody. And you have Calvin Ridley, a guy who's his route running is what stood out to me, not his speed. This guy's he's definitely a hell of a route runner. So this is a part of the Falcons offense that is just brought, so it really has caused a lot of people to take notice. And if he can stay healthy, Julio stays healthy, Muhammad Sanu will be playing more in the slot. This Falcon team is going to be a problem, man. But bam, bam, bam. And a little bit later, tuning in, do a little bit of a film breakdown, guys. What to expect.